This is Vince Russo's The Brand.
AlternaTV.
Hello once again, everybody. This is your host, Brandon Stransky, here with another edition of AlternaTV. Like I promised last week, today's edition we will be having a review of Trailer Park Boys Out of the Park USA. But first, a big update on the future of the show. I did have something kind of happen to me over the weekend, where I kind of let a lot of the stuff get to me. And I kind of fell into a very dark spot and ended up having a panic attack. And it just wasn't good. And I'm actually going to start backing off of that stuff. It'll still be there, but it won't be as I'm not going to be serious about it. I'm not going to be super into it. It's going to be more like just poking fun at the ridiculousness and tearing apart the logic of either side. It's basically going to be like a much funnier version of, melting snowflakes. It's just going to be just taking whenever something they're worth, they have something they say or do, and the logic gap is so wide you can drive a Boeing 747 through it. But that's neither here nor there. But anyway, yes, we're going to be getting into Trailer Park Boys Out of the Park USA. They did a couple double episodes this season, which I wasn't really all that fond of. I thought they lacked a lot of creativity this season. I will say I didn't like this one as much as I liked the Europe season when they visited there. Like the last one, it was 8 episodes. They were in. First, they stopped for 2 episodes in Orlando. Then they went to, I believe, Charlotte, and then Nashville. No, was it Charlotte? Yeah, it was Orlando, Charlotte, New Orleans, Nashville, Memphis, and then 2 episodes in Los Angeles. I really didn't like how they scaled back the tasks this season. I can definitely see doing something different with them. I like they did a few different things, but they're scaling them back. Like, it was the tasks that really made the last time they did it much more enjoyable. Just seeing them try to, accomplish these goals to be able to eat and make money during their trip. And this is the way they just kind of, man, I just didn't agree with it. I wouldn't have made that same decision. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know how much control the other two have, or how much control Julian or Ricky have over the show, but Bubbles ran roughshod this entire freaking season. I mean, it was, I want to do what I want, and I'm going to throw a temper tantrum until I get my way. And then we get the other guys going, well, F you, we're doing what we want. It's just something we've been seeing for like 3 or 4 seasons on the show. It's kind of old. We kind of want to move away from the boys getting pissy with each other and just being, I can understand, some stuff happens, you get mad, you move on, but it's just gotten so repetitive where they're just constantly yelling, getting pissed at each other. It's getting old. It really is. And I think they kind of overdid it with the celebrity cameos too, especially when they got to LA. It was. Oh, I will say though, the spoiler alert, there are going to be a lot of spoilers in this episode. If you didn't get the gist of that beforehand. Probably the most enjoyable part for me was when one of the celebrity appearances they had was in one of the challenges was Ricky had to last 7 rounds and outsmoke a guy by the name of Anthony Stoner. If you've seen Up in Smoke, you know who that is. And it was ridiculous, man. That dude is insane. And if you don't know who it is, I'm not going to spoil it for you. It's a really nice surprise for those who don't know who that is. Appropriately, I said that right when my clock says 4:20. How appropriate. Let's see, what else was there? And then probably the funniest scene throughout the entire season was when had to have been, I want to say in the New Orleans episode when the challenge was they had to one of the boys had to spend the night in the cemetery, and Julian just kind of f's off, and Ricky goes to look for him, and they both end up going on mushrooms. Ricky thinks he's being chased by these pubic crabs, and Julian is so messed up he tries to buy a mini horse from a pimp. So yeah. But all in all, it was a good season. It was fun, it was entertaining, but it just, some of the negatives though, it was just really stood out to me, because usually the goods far outweigh the positives far outweigh the negatives on this show, but this time it was really glaring. It was, I missed what the show was about, you know. Even though they're breaking the law, they were still, you know, good-hearted guys that, even though, despite all the fact they still had redeeming qualities to them, now it just feels like they kind of started slowly chipping away at those, and it's just, I really want them to get back to what it was. I mean, they did a good job for season 11, but this, you know, out of the park one, man, it felt really, it just didn't seem to capture the magic that the last season did. I mean, I'm glad they kind of, you know, scaled back on Tom Mayhew's involvement, but again, you know, it kind of felt good with him. His insults were also pretty funny. The way he'd always needle the boys and just treat them like absolute garbage was hilarious, and you know, I kind of missed that this season. But anyway, that about wraps it up. I know it's kind of a short episode today. Hopefully, you'll be getting in touch with Broken Stinger here soon, and we'll get our collaborative episode done, where we'll be reviewing the April 17th, 2000 edition of Monday Nitro. So look for that when we finally get that going. And just thank you again for watching. Check me out on Twitter at bsrider67. And make sure to check out all the other great personalities we have here at russosbrand.com, and I'll see you all next week.
Jabron.
From the FBI, New York, a school of rifle from Staten Island, New York, coming man everywhere, the Pavarotti of hard shots in the party of Python has got it going on.
Vince, let's go.
Jeff, here's why this show sucks off the bat. I didn't even care. Vince McMahon sucks, bro. Do you understand? You shoot an angle, that's the shit. They're pussies, bro.
Bust somebody's ass
You
open.
just took all this guy's flavor
He
away.
really does suck as a heel. I can't stand this guy.
Oh, yeah, bro, you're bitter. Get your shit together. So freaking illogical. Are you freaking kidding me, bro? And I'll be honest with you.
This is Vince Russo's The Brand.